Lately, the days have been so long and the sun rises so early that it can be difficult to be up in time for the soft morning light. As we drove through the northern part of Yellowstone National Park, we came across a large herd of humans and spotted our first animals of the day, 2 male grizzlies far up on the hillside. These bears were much too far for photos, but it was still nice to see them.
We have a very small toilet in our van, so dumping it is a pretty regular occasion for us. Luckily, the chore can be done in around 2 minutes and doesn't bother us at all to stop and do. This morning, it actually led us to find a nice, peaceful spot for us to have our breakfast.
Once a week, we head into a town to do some more chores, like fill up our water containers, let Clyde stretch his little legs, and stock up on groceries. Here in Yellowstone, we love town days because it involves a good bit of driving through some of the most wildlife-rich land in the country.
Like most days, today we spent our downtime editing photos and a YouTube video. The next morning, we were surprised with cold temperatures and falling snow just the day before summer.
What the heck? Okay. Back inside.
Got our buddy heater on for warmth.
We like to plan out our meals each week, and this is what we found works best for us. For breakfast, we always make some sort of smoothie. For lunch, we each choose a meal that we will have for the entire week, usually a sandwich, wrap, or something else easy. For supper, we choose 2 different meals and cook enough for us to eat for 3 nights. This way, we only have to cook twice a week, but still get a little variety.
So I was out here cooking my noodles, and this car drove down, and it drove by our camp, and it stopped at our camp, and I was like, that's weird. And so I walked over and talked to this guy. And he was like, you have a YouTube channel? Because he saw our camera, he saw me filming. He was like, you're filming cooking and you probably have a YouTube channel. I was like, yeah, you're right. So he took a picture of my hoodie because I was wearing our merch. And he was like, cool, I'll go subscribe. And then he left. And then like 5 minutes later, he came back and I was like, weird again. And he called me over and then he handed me this. Bunch of camping food, Mountain House meals, and just like a whole bag of it. It's awesome. And he just said he overpacked, and he was like, "Hey, you guys can have this. It'll go to waste if you don't have it." And I was like, You are awesome. So, Tom, if you're watching this, you're awesome. We super appreciate you, and we're gonna enjoy these.
Unfortunately, when we opened the mushrooms that we had planned to add to this meal, we found that they were bad, so we had to improvise with what we had.
We may have overdone it on the noodles. What do you say?
We did. We learned 1 box is enough. Today we cooked early and had our supper for lunch, so we had some time to go look for wildlife in the afternoon. Only 5 minutes after leaving camp, we found 2 fox kits playing behind an old cabin. We've driven past this cabin so many times while heading into Yellowstone and haven't ever seen them, so this afternoon outing already felt like a success.
Later on, we got some nice soft light and found a bull moose feeding near a river. On our drive back to camp, we saw a massive grizzly not 2 miles away from our camp. We were super excited to see this bear, even though his size, scars, and proximity to our camp made him a little more intimidating.
On the morning of summer solstice, the first day of summer, we woke up to a beautiful frost on the ground. The frost also found its way onto this lone bison, which made for the most epic first day of summer photos. We were happy we found him when we did, before he rubbed off all of the snow.
Not seeing anything else in the park, we headed back to camp to work on our previous video.
I have grown up with animals my whole life and have loved them for as long as I can remember.
Boom.
podcast out.
Yeah, nice. Each week we try to do a little hiking, both to incorporate some movement into our day and to give ourselves the chance to see more wildlife away from the roads. Today the lighting was pretty harsh for photos, but we were still able to film some neat wildlife like this family of badgers. All right, so it's like 9:30 at night right now. We were just hanging out in the van, relaxing before bed, and we could see out the windshield. We kind of always notice when people drive by on our road that we're camping on. So I see this van come down, and then all of a sudden, like, we hear a voice, like, talking. Like, you heard him, right?
Yeah, I heard a voice, and I heard someone saying, "Is anybody in there?" And of course, we were like trying to get up and get outside, and then I hear him say again, "Is anybody in there? We see a bear about 100 yards away from your camp."
Yeah. So I just heard the word grizzly or grizzly bear or something,
Yeah.
and I was like, what? So Katrina runs out there to talk to the guy, and I kind of like popped my head over the van to talk to him. He basically was just like pointing like to the tree line by our camp and say like there's a bear like right over there. He was like less than 100 yards, and you could tell they were leaving. They were like
getting out of here. They were, you could
They
tell
were very spooked by
they were
it.
definitely spooked.
Yeah.
And so we were like, thanks for the info or whatever. And we were like trying to look for it through the trees. And I caught like a little glimpse of it going away.
And then I was watching while Cade was packing everything up so we could drive up there and look at him.
Yeah,
drive up the road a little bit.
Yeah, Katrina was like, well, what do we do? I was like, what do you mean what we do? Grab the camera. We got to go. So, yeah, so we basically threw everything in the van so we could drive up there. We just drove up the road a little bit. And we got to see them. I'll show you guys right now, like, what basically all that we got because we didn't get a great look at them. But it was a mama grizzly with 2 yearlings, so like 2 really big children. Very like intimidating, but they were very pretty bears. They were like
gorgeous.
Yeah.
We're so sad we couldn't see more of them.
Yeah, so we didn't get a great look, but we watched them for as long as we could, and then they went, down the other side of the hill. So we've known that there's grizzly bears here. I mean, the closest one we've seen here yet was that one. I guess we would have showed you that already, but yeah, it was like 2 miles away probably. And that one looked really scary.
That one was really intimidating.
Yeah, so we knew that they're here, and we've been being careful. We don't leave food out or trash, or we carry our bear spray, all that stuff. But we haven't seen anything, like here where we are.
Yeah.
So to now actually see it, it's pretty cool,
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I wish we could have got something a little better, like photo wise or whatever, but
yeah. And it was really nice of those people to stop because we have a tent set up, and the tent is only set up to save our spot. So every time we drive into Yellowstone, we have our spot to come back to. And everyone has been so concerned about us staying in this tent, and they're like, we would not be sleeping in a tent. And we're like, oh, we're not. Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
So it's very kind of people.
You see our tent, but yeah, it's just save our spot. We sleep in here. And we told the guy that, and he was like, I'm not even sleeping in my van up here. I was like, okay, well, not that crazy, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was exciting.
Yeah, so that was our crazy night. Now we have to go to bed. And I guess hope that they come through our camp tomorrow so we can get some pictures.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. But anyway, guess we'll talk to them tomorrow.
All right.
Okay,
Bye,
see you tomorrow.
guys. One challenge when you're on the road can be finding a place to take a shower. We were super fortunate to find this cute little lodge to shower at just down the road from our camp. We also have a portable shower that we can use at our camp, but with the weather we've been having, it feels good to have a regular hot shower.
We spent the rest of the day editing our video at camp until a special visitor arrived. Everyone, meet Goldie Fox, the coolest fox either of us have ever seen. This fox is special because for the past 2 weeks it has been running through our camp, too fast for us to get our camera out to photograph it. But on our last night in camp, Goldie Fox came to say goodbye. We spotted him in the open, taking his time as if posing for his photos before disappearing down the hill.
This camp has been our home for the past 2 weeks, but this morning it was time to move on. Turning the corner, we saw 3 bull moose along the road. Multiple moose walked through our camp during our stay here, so this felt like more of our wildlife friends coming to say goodbye.
During our last drive through Yellowstone, we got to stop and watch a black bear while he ate some flowers. We also stumbled upon a cinnamon black bear and a few bull elk while making our way towards the Tetons. Photos from this video and others are available as prints on our website, cadeandkatrina.com. Thank you all for watching, and we can't wait to keep sharing these adventures with you.